Hello everyone, welcome to our little show again for the Real Estate Chicks. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kathy Pincus with RE/MAX of Barrington.
And I'm Judy Gibbons with RE/MAX of Barrington.
And today we're going to talk about why you should get out there right this minute and buy a house.
Yeah, and sell your house
And
now.
sell your house, right.
Put it on the market now.
There are so many buyers.
N-O-W.
Right.
Like, can we say that
That's right, sister.
stronger?
Judy is very adamant about
We're
this.
not kidding about this. It's like, I just have a few issues with a few people. Maybe it's showing. I can't, you know.
I feel a rumble.
But it's like every day that goes by, it's like, oh. Because we're to the point where we're looking at the hot sheet every day and we're going like, please give us some new, fresh inventory. And we've got people that are like, okay, I want to buy something. And
right.
everyone's like waiting for that perfect moment, like when the lights all shine and everything goes, oh, no.
Now it is. And they have to hear a voice going,
oh, yes.
buy this one now.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. You know, and if you are with a realtor worth their salt, and of course we all are, but you know, just as a sidebar, you know, there are about 20% less realtors this year than there were 2 years ago.
Yeah, and there's going to be a few less.
Yes.
Big test coming up. Big test.
Big test.
We're cramming.
We are. We're taking our test Friday, so if we're not back again, you'll know why. We flunked our test.
Oh, God. No. Don't say the F word.
No.
But see, it's nice to know we are licensed.
Licensed.
And we have to take a certain amount of credit, and we have to keep learning and
continuing ed.
Yep, it keeps us young.
Right. And if you're like Judy and I, we give back to our real estate community and we are active on the board. Judy's very active. I have been active in the past. I did my thing. Whew, I'm done. But I think it's important to get involved with your local board because there is so much that goes on that you really don't have a clue about.
Oh, yeah. Lots of stuff.
And if you're not there to vote, then you're waiting on your board of directors or whatever to vote for you, vote on your behalf. So you have to let them know what your thoughts are, and if there's something that you don't like, you need to get in touch with your board.
Yeah, don't call me.
We will not, do not call.
Oh boy, when those dues were due, and people would miss it, they're calling, I'm like, I'm not answering the phone unless I know who it is.
That's right. So just in reasons for selling your house, I mean, why would you sell it now?
Well, because you have less competition.
Right.
And then also we're noticing that interest rates are kind of creeping up.
They are.
And we keep talking to you about cost versus price or value versus price. And at the end of the month it's going to cost you. So if your interest rate's going up even just a little bit, you're just not going to be able to afford the house you could 3 months ago.
That's so true.
So, you know, instead of there waiting for the prices to drop more, you're taking a chance there. If your interest rate is a great interest rate, then you know you're locked in for 30 years at that price.
Exactly.
So
yeah, and that you make so much sense, and I just don't think that is a point that the public understands.
No.
I'm not sure that realtors, when they're talking to their clients, they should talk about the value of that mortgage interest rate, because that brings a huge bargaining chip to the table.
Right.
So really get in touch with a lender that you like and let him she or he posted on their, up to date on what their mortgage rates are, and they also have different packages. I mean, who would have thought FHA loans would be as hot as they are?
Right. And you have to understand too, your credit rating is directly related also to what your rate's going to be. So if you're sitting there just like quarterbacking from the sofa saying, yeah, we're going to buy a house, rates are great, and you haven't talked to anybody and you don't, so let's get to reality, people. Right. Let's be proactive and do something about it, because we're seeing lots of activity just alone on our websites.
Oh, huge.
The amount of hits.
Huge.
You were talking about this week, just seeing the difference from Monday, of course, after Super Bowl.
And that's what we used to always gauge.
Yeah.
You know, after the Super Bowl, we always say that's when the traffic starts. And sure enough, I get my listings posted on Monday, and they show how many hits were done the week before. And they went from about like in the 40s, maybe 50 hits, over 200 hits. For every listing that I have, there was not one that was under 200 hits. And I'm amazed by that.
It's true. There's lots of, we were talking about Realtor.com too, just lots of inquiries.
Right.
People are out there. There's a lot of pent-up demand. So, get your house ready. If it's been your goal for the last 3 years to put your house on the market,
now's the time.
Don't wait till after spring break,
No.
and don't wait till you're just going to have more competition. So
that's the thing. It is more competition, because you're right about that. And right now, while things are just heating up, make sure you're out there in those selections, because you would be sort of in what I would call the sweet spot of the market time. You're going to be on before all that springtime rush, when there are a whole lot of houses on the market, and you're after a lot of old inventory that people aren't interested in as much anymore. And sadly, I've got listings that have been out there for over a year, and they just don't want to reduce their price. And it's, if they haven't found you by now in a year, then it's the price.
It's the price.
It is. It just, we would love to have something be different, but if it's a good house and a good location, it's the price.
Yeah, it is the price. And it only takes one.
Right? Well, that's what they keep saying.
Yeah.
Okay, when you see him, send him over. Oh, golly.
Exactly.
But the buyers are out earlier this year, as you said, and when the inventory increases in the spring, you're not going to have as big of an opportunity. But the other point is, in these foreclosures, we're sort of in the eye of the storm, what they're saying. So a lot of the foreclosure market, can we say the worst of that is over, or are we just in the middle of it?
I don't know. I think we're kind of in a valley, because the banks are kind of trying to regrouping and still kind of with all this paperwork. And then there's going to be, another release of them, but they said the filings have actually gone under 300,000 for the first time for the last 3 months, and previous it had been 20 months of over 300,000 filings of foreclosures. Right.
So that's a huge difference. There are far less filings of foreclosures. Not that there aren't any less physically out there already, because there are plenty.
Yeah.
But instead of thinking that there's going to be as many coming in, to your point, there are less that are going to be coming out. Then after we get through this glut.
Next. The glut.
That big glut. And you know what, too? The interest rates, well, we were saying that. The interest rates are on the rise, and that is, boy, if that doesn't get you off the fence, what more do you need?
No, besides us
a shotgun.
Get off the fence. Yeah,
don't be that duck on the fence, I got you.
If you need us coming to your front door, we'll be there.
We will. So you have a sassy quote for us now?
Of course I do. Brought to us by Abernook.com.
Can I show, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
Let me show you what Abernook.com did this. You know what, they're so smart. Every time about every week, they show us something really cool. And they have these pens. Now, this one happens to be like a paisley. But then, look what they gave us. A pink and a purple. And it's just, doesn't this just look like this?
When you pull this out and you're like at the Jewel writing your grocery check, how fabulous will you look?
When you're signing a contract, how fabulous will you look?
Oh, well, darling, that goes without saying.
Get those contracts out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, what was your sassy quote?
Okay, this is fun. Okay, always and never are 2 words you should always remember never to use.
She's done it again, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for joining us for the Real Estate Chicks. Follow us on Facebook, the Real Estate Chicks, or tweet us, Real Estate Chicks. Go on our website, therealestatechicks.com, and we'll see you again. Thanks again for joining us.